Hey there, hero. I heard you parlayed with Aramis, and she hit you with some heavy truths. Mithrax used to be a bad guy. Can you believe it? Wait till I tell Crow. I know Ido's pissed because her dad didn't tell her about it. Makes sense, but it don't shake me. Mithrax, he's just a fella who done something he ain't proud of, and that I understand. Which reminds me, long time back, I found myself at the fourth tomb of Nezarec. Recognized these relics the first time I saw one. That's why I needed you involved. Ain't nobody I trust with that kind of power more than you. Well, after Eris, she gave me some ideas that might help Mithrax use these things for good. Whatever he does will show us just what kind of person he is. If we can stop Aramis from finding the last few relics and killing us all. So, get on that.
This one can hardly be called a pirate lord. He's named Frisk. Just a drag in too deep to know he's already dead. But my associates have given me concerning information. Our interlopers may have found this one first. Find out who's after my goods. As Frisk met his end, well, he was lucky to have lived this long. Personally, I stay away from these Lucent Hive. I don't trust anyone that loyal. Clear them out. So, our enemy finally steps into the light, so to speak. The Lucent Hive is searching for the relics, and Aramis's crews are overwhelmed. How interesting. These relics just became more valuable. Demand, it seems, is very high. Luck was on our side this time. And now these pests stand in our way. How unfortunate for them.
I wanted to speak with you, Jermaine.
Whoa! What kind of books you been reading? It's been Drifter for a long while now.
Drifter, then. You have kept secrets from us since the beginning. It is unkind to withhold knowledge.
Unkindness was never my aim. Apologies, sister.
Accepted. Do you have any insight as to why the Lucent Hive are interested in the relics?
Power is freedom, and everybody's chasing it, from the biggest freaky moth monster to the lowest space pirate.
But while the Lucent Hive are loyal to Savathun, the pirates enjoy a startling degree of freedom already. They are not constrained by office or honor. They are ruled only by their own desires.
Yeah, it might look that way from the outside, but they've got to fight for everything they get. That's just survival. A meal and a bed that don't come at the end of a blade? That's freedom.
You are drawing a comparison.
Me? Look, I get it. Walking away from folks can feel like freedom. If no one's relying on you, there's no one to disappoint. No one to be disappointed by.
Now you are speaking of Mizraxkel. I do not judge him for who he was, but he treated me like a hatchling.
Can't really blame him for not wanting to discuss it. Shame's a hard thing to shake. Harder if you have to share it.
You are saying I should forgive him.
That's your call, sister. I'm just saying, I get it.
Aramiskel seeks freedom for our people, but her freedom is vengeful. She wishes to be free from her shame. She will sacrifice Elixni lives in its pursuit, and it will never end. Thank you, Drifter.
You know, I don't hear that enough.
I greet you, Guardian. I wished to speak to you earlier, but I did not have the words. I will not apologize, as I believe the secrets of my old life were mine to keep. But I do regret. I am ashamed of my cruelty, of the things I did, the people I hurt. I thought I left it behind. But the old Mithrax is still within me, and now he has hurt my daughter. I have hurt my daughter. I must set it right. I was a killer, but I am a Kell. I will prove to you which title I deserve.
Aramiskel, I greet you in the light. I wish that you could greet me in the same. You told my father that we need not be enemies. This is still true. But we will always be your enemy if you serve the Witness. I do not know what it has promised you. An Elixni reborn, a Reese restored. Did it promise us a future? But I ask, do you strive for our future? Or do you flee the whirlwind? The Lucent Hive and the Witness both pose a great threat to the Elixni. But there is no greater threat to us than when we fight against each other. This division will destroy us completely. You remember the whirlwind. I do not. But I believe that the greatest treasure we lost was unity. I called for our parlay because you believe this too. You will say that House Salvation will bring unity through the destruction of our enemies. But that path does not end, Eramiscal. You will never find what you are seeking. You will never undo the legacy of the whirlwind. Your latest mission unearthed another intercepted transmission. It seems pertinent to our research.
Do not open the relic under any circumstance. I don't care if the whole lucent brood is outside. The darkness inside would dissolve you before you could ever wield it against the Hive. Only beings of extraordinary fortitude can withstand its energies. And we both know you're less than that. Retreat and fortify your defenses. Protect the relic at all costs. Reinforcements are on the way.
Glad I caught you, Guardian. I didn't want you setting off after Aramis without a little warning first. What's that look? You don't survive as long as me without being able to smell trouble. And honestly, kid, you stink of it. You've been cutting a swath through those pirates out there, but don't get complacent. Watch your opponent, but watch your back, too. You're going after chunks of a dead disciple of the Witness, and you've almost got 'em all. That's some serious juju. The stakes are high. That's when folks tend to get unpredictable.
Guardian, you face an Alexei skilled in scrapworking. Her name is Ethics. I have engaged with her before. I doubt her tactics have changed. She hides behind traps and shanks and believes herself clever. She will not face you if she has a choice. Leave her none. Remove her defenses and end her life. Eidos fear you. Fear us. They know they cannot stand in our way.
Looks like Captain Kells found his inner pirate again.
Perhaps it is what I am, and Aramis speaks the truth.
Hey, now, I didn't say that. What's that Eido said to me? Aramis will fight forever to get rid of her shame. Maybe you did that for a while, too. But then you made a safe place for the Elixni. That's what Aramis wants, and she'll never get there. What we do now matters more than who we were.
The Drifter speaks kind truths. Mithrax thanks you. Good of you to visit, Captain. Seems like only yesterday I loaned you my ship, and now you're known across the system. Flashy. Not my style. It's safer in the shadows. I learned that long ago from a handsome young fellow named Rakis. He served the old crews for a time. Got double-crossed. Spent the rest of his life running. Eventually, someone claimed the bounty on poor Rakis. He called himself Spider. Savvy? Cashed in the past, bought a future. Walked away, reborn, and never looked back. Like you Guardians do. Like my dear boy Crow. Like Mithrax, pretending his old life never happened. Oh, he's changed a bit over the years, but the old fury is still inside him, somewhere. It's best he not forget that.
Eido of the House of Light, Scribe Log Zeta 78D. At this point in the Guardian's adventures, we have had contact with a great many pirates. Each crew has a unique composition and pledges loyalty to the most powerful among their numbers. They fight for whomever promises them the most power, or the most glimmer. They adopt whatever code of honor befits them and concern themselves with little beyond the present. A friend told me that these pirates are not as free as they seem, that their lives are fueled by desperation more than their own desires. But there is still the call of the open stars. These pirates sought to possess the relics of Nezarec. What else might they hold?
Scribe Eido.
Aramis Kell? I greet you in the light.
You are young and honor the old ways. So I will speak gently. You say there are paths that never end. But these are also paths you cannot turn away from. Mithrax thinks he can. He is wrong. He and I will always be what we are. But we are not something you would wish to become. I remember the whirlwind, and we are running from it. We are running from that pain, and will be forever. You do not want this life.
Aramis.
Do not stand in my way. If we meet again, I will be the last thing you see. You and that hypocrite you call a father.
I've searched for information on Nezarec in the Cryptarchy's records, but most of the primary sources from that era were destroyed. What we know from second-hand accounts is that Nezarec led the Witnesses' first assault on Earth, or as humans call it, the Collapse. After the Great Machine repelled the attack, Nezarec's pyramid crash-landed on your moon. Beyond that, the sources are vague. They hint at a process for harnessing the relic's power, but give no instructions. If we could replicate this ancient methodology, there's no telling what we might accomplish.
Guardian, close to securing the last relic of Nezarek, and we near the end of our mission. I have noticed no further communications between Aramis and her crews. I hope this means the worst is behind us. I did find, however, a transmission from Aramis to Ido. It was embedded in an unsecured scribe log. You may have heard it. I do not know what Aramis gains in speaking with Ido. We know the ship stealer only acts to her own benefit. But Ido shuns me. She studies the coordinates of the pirate layers without my assistance. I have never seen her behave this way. I cannot place blame solely on Aramis's influence. My actions pushed Ido away, though I meant only to protect her. She will see that in time. She must. Unless she has already made her choice. We must end this now, before something happens that cannot be undone. Claim the final reliquary and finish this conflict. May the light provide. Guardian, this layer is swarming with the Lucent Hive. We must not abandon caution now that our mission comes to a close.
Your presence is not necessary.
Ido, what are you doing here? Are you unharmed?
I will retrieve the last relic myself, without violence. The Hive.
Ido! Guardian, find her, please! She is my light!
I am close to the relic. When we have it, Aramis Kell will see the futility of her actions.
You risk yourself for her. She will never abandon her ways.
No. You both must face the past. You cannot outrun it. You cannot hide it from me.
Ido, please, forgive me.
Do it. Show your daughter who you really are. She could have had everything.
So, let me get this straight. Mithrax has Aramis at the end of his sword, and then nothing? I mean, nothing? Huh. I thought that guy still had some mean in him. Guess I was wrong. I was right about you, though. Gotta hand it to you, kid. You did a hell of a job out there. Drove Aramis off, stopped whatever plan the witness had, and brought home all the pieces of Nezarec. Not bad at all. Mithrax and Ido have the relics now. Don't know what those things can actually do, but if anyone can figure it out, it'd be them. Hope it's something good. Yep, nothing for you to do now but lay back in that big old pile of pirate treasure you got. You deserve it. And don't worry about giving me my cut, Captain. It just felt nice to be a good guy again. Trust.
Aramis Kell, again, I greet you in the light. Not as my enemy, but as my savior. You protected me from the Lucent Hive. Without your intervention, I would have died at their hands. I thank you. I was terrified. Not only of the Hive, but of you. When you arrived, I thought it was to follow through on your threat. Then you turned and raised your blade against my assailants. But that same blade would have taken the life of my father if you'd had the advantage. I am not afraid of what you are, but I am afraid of what you do. The whirlwind led to you. It led to my father, but it led to me as well. We can see a future for the Elixni beyond the pain of the whirlwind. But you think you can't be a part of it. I do not believe that. My father spared you because he saw that you could turn from a path he had once followed. I see this also. I know the futility of this, but I will say it regardless. There is a place for you here. We need not be enemies. Come home, Aramis. May the light provide. Now that we've collected all the relics, Mithrax Kell and I believe that we could harness their power. To what end, we're still uncertain. While I believe in our abilities, I am concerned about the potential side effects such a process could have. An ancient dirge I discovered describes something called the Curse of Nezarec, which is rumored to drain the life of the user. Of course, I don't give credence to such superstition. Dark Age humans were comically ignorant. Still, I would rather not take the risk. My father disagrees. I suspect he wishes to redeem himself for his past wrongs, and in that, I cannot dissuade him. We will continue searching for a method to unlock the relics. Until then, the light provides.